We're going to hear about what's going on with acoustics in the marine industry. So this is Don. Nice to see you, Don.
Hey Ben, pleasure, absolutely.
So give us a little bit of context about what you guys are about, what's at the core of your company.
Well, Vocal's pretty much newer to the marine OEM space, but we've actually came in pretty strong, actually. We're delivering these innovative solutions that really bring in creativity to the boat builders in our industry.
And what is innovating in acoustics? What are the key pain points? What are the types of things that OEM partners and boaters are looking for sound systems?
Well, I think the biggest thing is that we've had one really true dominant audio supplier in the industry, and we haven't had a whole lot of choice or selection.
Yeah.
And for what we're doing is, rather than just bringing in product that fills holes and being another brand, we're actually innovating to create separation and distinguishable differences between an OEM's product line, rather than just being the exact same thing everywhere.
Yeah, so you're actually coming from other industries and then focusing on the marine industry.
Correct.
Why is this such a nice space to focus on?
The audio has become so important in the marine side. It's actually probably one of the most important things for boating.
It's part of the experience, right?
Absolutely.
You're on board, you want to
have so
chill
much
out,
fun.
you want to hear it, you want to be wakeboarding, all this kind of stuff, relax, bit of music, it helps.
Yeah, everybody's wanting to have a great time, and audio has become so important that now we're actually applying a lot more engineering to it and a lot more sophistication and technology.
Yeah.
So where we just used to just crank them up and they would sound great loud,
Yeah.
we actually want to make sure that they sound wonderful so you and I can still have this kind of conversation
Yeah.
and still really enjoy the audio experience. And that really kind of means taking from the blueprint side of the boat design and actually integrating the audio to allow you to create this immersive sound rather than just lots of sound.
Right, okay, so not necessarily loud, but appropriate in different areas of the boat to fit different moods, all that kind of thing.
Absolutely, and while those speakers are in those locations, we can actually control those differently based on their actual location,
Yeah.
which is very important.
And you're coming into the industry, you've got different partners. Let's have an example. So there's Supra Boats that you've partnered with. What does that look like? What have you done there?
Yeah, that was an absolutely awesome collaboration. That was almost about a 2-year project to work with those guys.
Beautiful.
And when we started working with them, it wasn't about replacing the product they were using. They had a great audio system. But what they really wanted to do is they wanted to push the envelope to say, hey, how can we really deliver an immersive sound experience in this segment? And they're in the towboat market, and they've been in there for many, many years, and there's not been much innovation for about the last 10 years or so in that market.
Okay.
So what we did was we just worked with them for the entire boat rather than just replacing the product that was in there. So we developed an immersive sound system out of the helm area. We put speakers above the cockpit to lift the sound out of the cockpit area.
Yeah.
And we have multiple industry firsts, and even starting with an 18-speaker sound system.
18 speakers. And how do you go about doing that? So these boat brands will have a series of different models. Do you then kind of work with them during the development of those, tailor make the audio setup?
Yes.
Is that how it works?
Yeah, Supra was very unique in the fact that at the same time when we started doing this, we were able to redevelop their helm design, their tower design,
Right,
and their cockpit design.
Right, so you don't have to go, right, this is how it's going to look, and then make speakers around that. You can actually be adjusting it during the development phase. So it all
and
kind of
integrating
comes
it all
together.
in. Yeah, so they were fortunate enough that they were actually making changes with all their product line to allow us to say, how do we address audio differently right here?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And you've got a new one coming up with Montara.
Yes.
Give us a little more insight into that.
Well, Montara is absolutely awesome. They are kind of pushing the envelope for what they do.
They're cool boats.
They're
I
super
see one
different.
here. That's
Yeah,
a
they
cool
have
boat.
almost
Yeah,
like a pontoon top and a wake bottom. So they're in the water sports market. Last year, or in 2023, they won the Water Sports Boats of the Year.
Okay.
And here at Miami, they were just actually awarded one of the most prestigious awards in our industry. They actually got Boat of the Year.
Oh, cool.
So we've been working with those guys for a little while, and we are actually bringing the Boston Acoustics brand to the marine industry with Montara starting.
Okay, and why Boston Acoustics? What's so so fitting about that?
You know, it's pretty interesting. 20 years ago, I had the opportunity to actually bring Boston Acoustics to the marine industry.
Right.
And we actually had a path back in 2002.
Yeah.
And the group that I was working with, we actually took a different path at that point.
Yeah.
And so when I got this opportunity to actually work with Boston Acoustics again, it was really important for us to kind of pay the homage to their legacy of their brand.
Right, yeah. But it aligned really nicely. You understood Boston Acoustics, what their strong points are, and kind of married that up with the boat brand.
Absolutely. Rather than just trying to bring a product and actually licensing it out, we actually took a lot of their key elements from the Boston Acoustics stuff that they're really renowned for,
Yeah.
and applied even their like AMD tweeter patent to their product, so it's actually in the industry as well.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah.
Don, thank you very much for your insight.
Absolutely, Ben. That was wonderful.
Everybody, if you enjoy content like this, then make sure you're following here to see plenty more of it. Outside of that, I'll see you very soon. Bye for now.
Thank you.